rather huge breaking news just happening right now. Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter, Tom Pelissero, several others, Jordan Schultz, all reporting the Browns are trading Myles Garrett to the Rams.
Oh, my God.
Is this serious?
This is serious as a heart attack. Cleveland would send Garrett to L.A. in exchange for star edge Jared Verse, a first-rounder, and more. That's Ian Rappaport's tweet, but this is everywhere in the last 59 seconds since Rappaport's tweet. Schefter has tweeted about it as well. Interesting to see Rappaport and Schefter now working in tandem with the way that the NFL Network and ESPN have, Rappaport citing Tom Pelissero and Schefter in his own tweet. So...
What do you got, Kelly?
Andrew, can we work on an "Are you serious?" breaking news stinger?
Whoa!
This just happened and upsets the apple cart quite a bit in the NFC with Myles Garrett now coming to L.A.
Whoa!
Makes you wonder whether or not the Cowboys had any involvement whatsoever in trying to make something similar happen. And because there were no whispers of this.
Well,
maybe I missed it. Did either of you see anything about this?
No, but it's interesting that Schefter and Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero are all reporting it in conjunction and all have the same tweet about it.
Yeah.
Which I guess, an NFL Network is now part of the ESPN
it's all under the
branding
same umbrella
now. But it's...
Whoa. That is
well, we knew for a while that Myles Garrett wanted to play for a contender.
Yes.
He wanted
Right.
he
That
wanted to
part's
compete
not
for
surprising.
championships. So maybe that was voiced because
he was kind of in that Giannis space of didn't want to be the reason he left Cleveland, but did want to compete.
Correct.
It goes.
give me a chance. This trade for Cleveland is the return. Verse is good. Jared Verse is really good.
Yeah.
And he's been very good for the last couple of years. But also, you're getting a first-round pick that's probably going to be late. So you're getting a late first-round pick, Jared Verse. I don't know what the other compensation is, and maybe kind of wait till that comes in to fully understand this trade. But this doesn't seem like a huge haul.
I was going to say,
and the Rams
Micah Parsons got more.
Basically, the Rams just upgraded from Jared Verse to Myles Garrett and had to throw away a late 20s, probably a late 20s first-round pick.
I was going to say, it says 2027 first round and another.
And you know what this does? This unites Myles Garrett
and Matt
Stafford, the reigning MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, who are both from North Texas. So now if they can finalize a trade of
JSN
Puka to JSN, they can have the trio. That is
what you're seeing on screen real quick is the tweet from Adam Schefter breaking this news.
Oh my.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Wow. That is not good news for the Cowboys.
Listen, you guys still look at it from the lens of they're going to compete for a title this year. This is a stepping stone to me. This year they're going to compete 2 years from now. This is defense gets settled, offense is solid.
Yeah, you don't have time for stepping stones,
brother.
anymore.
No, they got
that's
go
where
the
they
next
are,
year
though.
or
I
two.
don't think this is the year they're going.
When you've been waiting
not
for a Super
saying
Bowl
that it
as
is
long
the
as
year.
this
I'm
fan
saying
base
they don't have
has,
the-
you don't get stepping stones. You either do this 30 years. It's
There
been a
is do
stepping
and do not,
stone.
especially when you're Jerry and you're what is he
It's the
83,
Manitou
84?
incline at this point of stepping
There's
stones.
no
I
more
know,
waiting.
but there's also let me put it this way: you're not where the Rams are, where one move is going to get you back in either. So take your time, build this thing the right way. That's where I'm saying where Dak is concerned. You don't need him to be apex Dak. You need him to be right play, right time with a solid defense that makes things that shortens the game and keeps things around that. You have your running game. You have a solid offensive line. You have wide receivers that know how to catch, they know how to make big plays. They've got their offense relatively figured out. They just need the defense to make things a little more condensed. What the Rams just did is more proof that the Cowboys should have been doing this earlier in the decade, where it was like, hey, we have a team that's pretty close, and we just need that one more piece, but instead of going all in, we're just going to keep kicking the can down the road. The Rams have been their biggest example of we don't want to do what LA's doing because they're mortgaging their future. And all the Rams have done is go to a Super Bowl twice, win it once. They've been in the NFC Championship game multiple times with different versions of the roster, and here they are again making another splash move trying to keep themselves at the top of the pile. That's crazy.
There's another way to look at this. It kind of just made Jerry look a little better. If he got all that
a little
for
bit better,
Micah compared to what they just got for Myles Garrett,
Jared Verse in a late first. That the rest of the compensation better have like at least another first in there.
If there's another first, then it becomes.
What are the Browns doing?
Being the Browns?
And again, doing these trades after the draft continue to make no sense.
That is true.
Their value is at their highest pre-draft. How are we getting dumber about trades? Like this should be front office 101. If you're going to trade a star, you do it before the draft. You don't do it post, unless there's some clerical reason that I'm unaware of.
Or Micah Parsons holds out in training camp and forces
because he lays on a table because he's not getting. He wants to be on the field.
Which I'm sorry, the whole
that was the dumbest
table thing was overblown.
Overblown.
Yes. He was on the table for about 4.5 minutes, and because he wanted to lay down and look like in a preseason.
He was
game
pouting. You know who was
nothing.
pouting? You know who was pouting that whole offseason? Jerry. Give me a break. Stupid.
We need the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show on right now.
Oh man, if you're looking for theater right now, go check out our cohorts in Cleveland.
They're running around like,
oh my God, it's happening.
I hope they're live right now. I'm not sure exactly what time they're on the air, but it's time for an emergency episode right now if they're not. Wow, Myles Garrett, Arlington Martin's own, on his way to L.A. to play for the Rams. And the Rams are just collecting infinity stones at this point. Like, that was already a really, really good team. And again, they were in the NFC Championship game.
One play away, basically.
Yes. And now they add the best defensive player on the planet. Yeah, we need to see what the rest of that compensation package looks like, because otherwise now the Micah Parsons trade looks really good.
Good luck, Sam Darnold. Try that with that Rams front.
Yeah. Update on the Myles Garrett trade. Browns GM Andrew Berry came out and talked. Apparently they've got OTAs going on today as well, and they are available to the media. And sure enough, he walked right up to some microphones and started talking about this mega trade that has been reported that Myles Garrett is going to the LA Rams. Berry says that the trade talks are underway, but nothing is final just yet. But that doesn't change the fact that everybody and their brother right now is reporting that this thing is done and that Myles Garrett is on his way to the LA Rams. Jared Verse, next year's first-round pick, and other draft compensation is the way that it is being reported right now by Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter, Tom Pelissero, and several others as well. Jordan Schultz of Fox Sports has reported about this as well. It is interesting relative to the discussion of the Micah Parsons trade. If they don't get another first-round pick in this deal, if that's not part of the other draft compensation, which usually when these things are reported this way, other draft compensation usually means non-first-round picks is generally how that kind of goes. It does make the Micah trade look better.
So part of the question is Jared Verse a better get than Kenny Clark?
Yes,
100% yes.
So that does
how
even out
much
a little
better?
bit.
I think significantly better. Jared Verse.
Also,
Myles
age.
Garrett is one of one, 100%.
Yeah.
Jared Verse is still a Pro Bowler, and
Jared Verse is
probably
25.
and probably in the top,
That impacts the
probably
calculus,
top
yeah.
6 edge rushers in the NFL.
Yeah.
So you get a top 6 edge rusher who's 25. Yeah, I mean, I see the vision for the Browns. We'd get somebody for, a longer duration, add a couple of picks coming up.
Two-time Pro Bowler, hasn't been an All-Pro, but has been a Pro Bowler a couple of times. Verse.
And is a vocal leader on that defense. He was one of the known names on that side of the ball. So that Garrett will be 31 by the end of this year. So his timeline probably fits more with what the Rams want, which is win the next 2 years.
The Matthew Stafford timeline. Yeah.
It makes sense for both sides. I still think the Browns probably could have got more, but if they were looking for somebody who can not just picks but impact, Verse is pretty good. They probably didn't have a whole lot of options in that regard too.
Right.